Gosh, really proud of our club. Obviously, big win. Really well played. Really challenged our team yesterday. Like we've got to play our best baseball more consistently, like really soon. And you guys brought it tonight. Came out hot, scored 2 in the first, and Jacob gave us a great start. I thought that was big when Zane Probst came in the 5th and got that last out. And they gave us a chance to kind of break the game open there in the bottom of the 5th with the 7th spot. And thought all the guys in relief were really good. Furtado gets better every time out, and Riley Quick had a really good outing. I thought it looked sharp. Those are 2 guys we're really counting on going forward. And Alta Davis, threw the ball really well. Then Moser finished, and a lot of production up and down the lineup. And good to see Colby Shelton barrel a couple of balls, and just a great effort by our club. Really pleased.
Coach, you've juggled the lineup a lot this year, but tonight the top 4 hitters combined for 7 hits and 2 walks. Do you think that's something that you'll stick to the rest of the season?
Yeah, I try not to get long-winded here, but I've had a lot of people ask me. We move guys around a lot, even though we've kind of settled. We got about 11 starters, and we use a service that does lineup construction as a consulting thing, and also, we kind of take our the heat maps, the OPS heat maps for our players, their particular strengths and weaknesses, and then align them with the opposing pitchers, heat maps of the production that they give up, and that's why you see some guys in different spots. So, I don't think hitters get pitched any differently no matter where they are with the. It's not like if Pinckney's in the 3-hole, they're gonna throw him a bunch of breaking balls, but if you put him in the 8, you're gonna throw him all fastballs. Like there's not a lot of secrets anymore. So. We don't tell our guys to try to do anything different no matter where they are in the lineup. Just your job when you get in the batter's box is to get a good pitch to hit and put a good swing on and try to hit it hard and get on base, So whether they're hitting 1st or 5th or 8th, their approach shouldn't change. So that's why we do, a lot of that. But, typically I think anybody would tell you the top of the order, you want somebody leading off that's going to get on base, and you want somebody in the 2-hole that's going to get, has a really high OPS. And, Tommy has just been playing great, and really wanted to see him kind of doing a league play, because last year he, was amazing non-conference, and his league stuff was dramatically different. And he's getting the velocity, and he's laying off more of the breaking balls outside the strike zone, which is kind of why we moved him up there, and he did a good job tonight.
Jacob, obviously you had a strong start to the game, but the team pitched a combined shutout. What did you see from the rest of the staff after you were called in for relief?
I would say that they came in and they were dialed in out of the bullpen. They had all their pitchers working, and they attacked the hitters. And when you have a lead, that's important to do. And I think that they came in, with their stuff dialed in. And,
Hey Coach, about the bullpen, against Mississippi State was rough outing, but tonight, if I'm correct, the bullpen didn't allow a hit. What's something is differently from tonight than from the last series in the bullpen?
Yeah, I think it's a small sample size, right? I mean, tonight was one game, twice, the first and third games of the series against Mississippi State, we weren't good after the 7th inning. So, some of it, there were different people and different matchups, and, kind of small sample size, I would say. But, the guys that all pitched tonight are guys we're really counting on. They all have stuff. And, with Garrett McMillan being out for an extended period of time, and Hess being out, it's pushed some younger guys, where we've been using some of the younger guys with stuff in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and it's nice having swing and miss stuff back there, but I think anybody like Jake would tell you, like, man, those last 3 outs are really hard to get, especially in league play, and experience is invaluable. So that's why you see a lot of coaches like me, like, put who they think might be one of the best 1 or 2 guys in the back end of the game, even though everybody wants the glory of pitching early. So I know I talked in circles there, but all the guys that pitched tonight threw the ball really well, and that's why we got those guys in there once we busted the game open, because those guys are going to be pitching in tight games this weekend and going forward.
Drew, obviously 4 for 5 tonight. Southern Miss, people may value them differently, but how does that help you as a hitter to have some momentum going into a really big, not only just a weekend series, but a rivalry series against Auburn?
So, hitting's a momentum thing, you try to hit your stride, and once you get going, you usually roll on for a little bit. So, anytime you get a multi-hit game, you're happy with that, no matter, how the contact is. But yeah, you love to feel confident at the plate and have some confidence going into the weekend.
Jacob, you've really settled into the midweek role now. Can you talk a little bit about the transition to that spot and how you've embraced it?
It's just the same as pitching on the weekend. If you treat it differently, then you're not gonna like the results, and just stick to the process. Go out there, all my pitches for strikes, and put up zeros.
Coach, obviously you talked enough about the upcoming Auburn series, but for you and even for the players, they have something to say. What does it mean to kind of potentially go in there, put your best baseball forward, and come out with a series win or even a sweep?
Well, it's a huge weekend for a lot of reasons. Like, the biggest reason is it's the next one. The biggest reason is our record being 4-8 in league play. So that trumps anything. I mean, we were really hyped to go play Florida the first one, and then Kentucky the next one, and Arkansas. So, look, we all know those guys really well. Like, our coaches know their coaches, our players know their players. So that adds a little juice to it, and just knowing that it's a big deal to the fans. I would expect that, we'll have our biggest crowds of the year and hopefully our most boisterous, crowds of the year. So, I don't think we need to reach back for more, but we need to play with our absolute highest level of intent and energy and focus, and because we need to win.
Drew, obviously you had a lot of experience playing against Auburn. What is this series like for you? Not only just, competition-wise, like Coach said, but just, the rivalry aspect of it as well.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily that you treat it any differently preparing for it or going into it, but there's definitely some extra juice flowing around it. That rivalry's built up, big around the university. Doesn't matter what sport you're playing, it means a lot. So, we're just trying to get on a roll and play our best baseball, and, we got to beat them to do that. So.
Yeah, Jacob, what kind of confidence does it give that you have a great defense behind you? Andrew Pinckney made a fantastic play in the outfield to save a run. What does that mean? What kind of confidence does it give?
It's awesome. I've said it before, but during practice we see those plays happen all the time. So, there's usually a web gem every scrimmage or a couple. So, it's comfortable knowing pitch to contact, pick and nibble, and majority of the time they're gonna make plays behind you. So, it's comfortable.
Coach, Colby Shelton snapped out of his dry spell with the home run tonight. So what are the kinds of things that you're telling young players like him when they're a little bit cold at the plate?
Yeah, you just remind them that, look, if you're a 300 hitter, you don't go 3 for every 10. You don't go 0 for 7, and that automatically means you're getting 3 hits in your next 3 times. And there's a lot of ebbs and flows. And look, Colby could not have continued his production going to league play. The math just wouldn't have made sense. So the other teams have done a really good job. They're paying attention to him. They're attacking him, differently now than they were, 5 or 6 weeks ago. He's a really mature kid. He doesn't show it. When you're around him, you would have no idea if he went 4 for 4 or 0 for 4. He hasn't changed the way that he works. So he's somebody we have a lot of confidence in, and we've seen some really good pitching in the last month, and I think what you'll see is he's starting to punch back a little bit, and I think he'll finish really well.
Anything else? All right.
All right.